What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, XDefiant had a freaking massive, when I say massive, I mean massive update. Now, of course, TDM was introduced, but when I say this update was huge, it's more so regarding to what Mark Rubin put out over on Twitter, basically filling us in on the details when it comes to the mastery grind. And let me tell you guys something, the information that he has to share with us all is freaking huge, and I think a lot of the player base is going to be extraordinarily happy with what he has to say. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time, and we are literally right around the corner from 48,000 subscribers. I think we're basically at 50 subscribers away, which is insane. You guys are pumping harder and harder and harder every single day when it comes to the sub goal, so seriously, it means the world to me. And if you guys do want to catch any of my live streams, I'll be live today as well over on Twitch. You guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video, and we also host open lobbies over there, so if you see an open spot in my squad, feel free to join in whenever you like. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start off with Team Deathmatch that was introduced the other day into XDefiant. I just want to, touch upon this topic just a little bit here because the community has been begging for this game to be introduced for some strange reason. It plays exactly as I expected, just like any other typical Team Deathmatch where, pretty much every single lobby you join into, the enemies don't want to move from their spawn. They want to try to save as many lives as they can get, while at the same time trying to get bodies. So it just turns into you pretty much pushing their spawn over and over and over and over again. Or if you're on the team that's getting kind of whooped up, then it's them pushing your spawn over and over and over and over again. It's exactly what I expected, and it feels like it plays a bit strange because, again, XDefiant is such a heavily OBJ dominant game, right? Tons of people love to play the objective in this title, and it's one of the main reasons why people even play in the first place. So when they're in Team Deathmatch, it almost seems like it's a bit of confusion because it's like, everybody wants to either capture a flag or go to a zone, but in reality, there's nothing besides just getting kills, so it's like nobody knows what to do. It's hilarious, honestly, because, it's one of the most basic game modes. It's not too hard to comprehend it and just running around and having a good time, but, it just seems like it's confusion across the overall battlefield. But, it's a good addition. It's a good addition because, for players who don't want to have to do anything with the OBJ, they want to just grind out weapons, so on and so forth, this is where you're going to want to go. Honestly, it's perfect. You're not going to have to worry about actually capping anything. And I'll be real, with the 100 score limit, you could actually get a decent amount of kills in this Team Deathmatch experience. I was kind of, thinking they were going to maybe put out like 125 or something, but 100 does it justice. And as you can see in these gameplays, they both last almost 10 minutes long each. I mean, we could barely even get to the score limit, which again is very kind of strange because the game is so fast-paced. Yet the matches in Team Deathmatch and something like this take way longer than, let's go back to a game like Call of Duty where Team Deathmatch is extremely popular. The matches in here take way longer. I mean, a COD Team Deathmatch, it might go like 6-7 minutes, and, sometimes I'll reach the time limit, but usually 6-7 minutes. This is like, man, it's almost 10 minutes every single time. I was kind of shocked, but at the same time, I was happy because it didn't feel slow, though. Even though the time limit was being hit, it didn't feel slow. I still felt like I was finding a lot of action. I was getting a decent flow. Overall, I'm not too disappointed, and I feel like this was a good introduction for the overall community to have something that, again, doesn't hyper-focus objective all the time. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, let's push that crap out of the way and really dive deep into the best part about this overall scenario here. Again, keep in mind that this isn't happening right now, so if you log into XDefiant, you're not going to be able to, take advantage of this XP. This is going to be incorporated more than likely within the next update, so more than likely, next Wednesday, or I guess you could say this upcoming Wednesday because it's just going to be Sunday and then next week is starting, so probably around Wednesday we'll see this implemented. But regardless, it's just so good to see, and in my opinion, this is why XDefiant just absolutely destroys everything I could possibly think of. It's just simply communication. As you can see right here from Mark Rubin, hey all, we've been listening to players about the changes to progression. So, for those with a short attention span, not judging, here's the last page of the book, and then I'll go into reasoning and philosophy. We're changing the speed at which you rank up each level. It is going from the current number of 3,000 XP down to 1,500 XP. In effect, doubling the speed at which you level up. The levels that you need to get to unlock a mastery skin are staying the same, but the net effect is that this will revert the change we made, but keep the 14% speed increase. So indeed, we're still going to have level 200. It's not going back to level 100. This will mean that unlocking attachments will be super fast, but the grind for gold will be 14% faster than what it was before the recent patch. It also means that everyone will get a big bump in their current level. I actually believe Mark said something like, what, if you're level 116 on a gun like that, then you'll be level 200 by this update. Insane. And I have plenty of guns that are, reaching that range. So, I might have a few guns already maxed out by this new update here. But continuing on, this change will be coming very soon, and as soon as I have a specific date, I will let you know. So now, let's talk about what happened and why. Let me point out something that is very obvious. The main grind we have in-game right now is weapon mastery. This is something we are working on and have new ways for players to grind out cool rewards coming in multiple future updates. Like for instance, ranked will be coming in Season 1. But because weapon mastery was the only grind we had, we feared that players would achieve the end of that grind too fast, and that would make the skins feel less special and rewarding. And again, I agree with Mark on this one. You don't want to pumble through it too quickly because then it's not going to actually feel like a reward to have anything like that. And when you see someone with a gold, it's like, oh, who cares? Anybody can get that. But here's the issue. We made a change while the game is alive, and people have already put an effort towards progression. This was a mistake on our part, and we will own that. And that is why we are actually reverting and making it technically even better than before, because attachments will unlock much faster. What we should have done is keep our focus on the new grinds and challenges that we are working on. In other words, keep the focus on what's actually fun for the players. We have always held that this is a player-focused game, and the progression change wasn't it. So I hope that explains the situation, and I hope that everyone who plays our game realizes or remembers that this is a game for the players first. Hope to see you all in-game. Again, Mark just absolutely nailing it in every way possible. And again, I understand why they made the change in the first place. It made sense, but when put into action, it just simply didn't work. That's all it is. But they didn't want people to complete it too fast, They were upping the XP rate. If you logically think about it, if you up the amount of XP that you get per weapon, you will obtain the mastery camo so much faster. It's just logical, right? So they didn't want people completing it as fast. But the problem is that they raised it way too high. It wasn't a good trade-off with how much XP you gain per weapon, comparing that to the mastery camo grind now. It just wasn't a good trade-off. And the fact that, him and the team own up to this, they acknowledge this, and they are willing to make a good change for us is phenomenal, because let's be real, this new change is above and beyond. This is better than what we had when the game initially launched. This is going to be wild to see. And when double XP events happen, and you could stack your double XP tokens on those events, you are going to be running through levels. Again, I understand that it's still going to be level 200, but man, the progression that you are going to have while grinding through each weapon is going to be insanely freaking fast. And I'm very curious to see how it's going to actually feel when it, is in our hands. But technically, down to the numbers, the math, yes, this is a much better situation to be in than what we were before. But once again, this is the freaking communication that I'm talking about. Going in depth, letting us know the numbers, letting us know the reasoning behind things, letting us know the details. Things like this is how you keep such a freaking solid community. It's why other communities are in really rough spots, because they feel like they're always left guessing and trying to question what the heck is going on. The developers are always dancing around, certain situations instead of just throwing it on the table and saying, even if you hate this, this is what the heck is going on here. People like that. They respect that when people are truthful and honest with them. And that's what we get in XDefiant all the time. All the freaking time. With every update, with everything that needs to be changed, every adjustment, they let us know all the details. It's insane, and it's been like this since day one. It's one of the reasons why XDefiant, in my opinion, will continue to flourish in the future, because they have this style of communication. The players who actually enjoy it, and this doesn't talk for everybody, because some people don't like XDefiant, and that's fair. XDefiant is not going to be for everybody, but for the individuals who do enjoy this game and do want to join the community, you actually feel like you are a part of the process of this game. You feel like you are actually making a good, positive change for the future of this title. Because just like what Mark said, they want us to feel like this is a game for, obviously, the player base, extra player focused. We are, the middle. We are the soul, the heart of what this game is all about, right? And when you join up in this community and you really get into it and you start following this stuff, you do feel like that. And that is something that I don't think any development team or any game out there has really been able to compete too well with. And, regardless, even if this game does die down to a fewer players, it's just, I'm still going to be here. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to be here because I just love the respect that we get as a community. And I love the passion that the developers have into actually creating a good product. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And, of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I'll be live today, probably around like 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Maybe a bit later on Saturday, maybe 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't really know, man. Sometime in between there. Usually it's between 12 to 1. But if you guys are interested, I have a link to my Twitch channel down below. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.